this is where we are. You see, we have reached a point in which the mental world has become so dominant that we are even afraid of ourselves. Because everything is unfamiliar to us. We don't know our body, we don't know our sexual energy, everything. We don't know our deepest fears. And therefore, we have learned to suppress all of them in a way that eventually they become twisted and transformed into pictures like dreams and addictions, obsessions, mental circles that eternally repeat themselves, and so on and so on. So we have created a state in which there is the window display of our mental world, which only looks at what it wants to see. And then there is behind it like a scary world of monsters. When we have, in horror films, they give us exactly what we are so afraid of. Because horror films, they simply manifest our inner world in its eruption. For instance, ghosts and so on. Because it's our inner ghosts that hunt us. Do you understand? So we are afraid of what we don't know. This is the thing. And we must get to know what we are so afraid of. It's very simple. And this is the shocking thing, because as soon as you say, okay, inner world, subconscious, I'm inviting you, let's see what is so terrible, monstrous about you. I want to get to know you finally. I want to look into you. Then you realize that it's not scary at all. What you realize is that your fear has made it scary. Do you understand? It's not scary in itself. So we can be afraid of our sexuality, for instance, because we don't know it. When we say, okay, I want to get to know this intense force inside me that seems so uncontrolled, then it means that you're no longer afraid. Then it means that you can actually see something without prejudice, without imagination. Of course, one thing that we can understand that is a good incentive is our understanding that if we ever want to be alive, we will need to have to feel. By the way, even strong feelings, sometimes terrible feelings, what we call. For instance, when we feel sadness, and we feel that it is unfathomable, that it is bottomless, that if I only start entering this sadness, it will never end. Therefore, I say, I push it aside. I say I don't want to feel it because that's too much. Then when you enter this sadness, you say, okay, now let's be sad. I'm not afraid anymore. Let's see if it's really endless. Then you realize that it has an end. You see? That's the thing, because you need to be willing to get to know these forces. Then you realize that they are quite innocent. That it is our fear, our escape, our suppression that have twisted them. Now we get monsters, but there are no monsters inside us. There are only twisted energies. All start with innocence. Of course, the safest thing is to start with positive feelings. You see, because that's the first thing that I don't know. I don't know what it feels like to feel profoundly positive. I don't dare even to feel that happy, that joyful, but at least I know that it's not so dangerous, you see. There will be some alarming me, but not a feeling that my whole world is going to turn upside down. So that's the safest thing. Start with positive feelings, get to know them, then you will feel, okay, if I can work like in this way with positive, let's try the negative. When I understand that everything yearns for transformation inside me, everything is innocent energies yearning for transformation, then I'm finally at home inside myself. There are no dark corners, there is no subconscious, there is no darkness and light, the struggle between the dark and light inside me and all this. Because everything is allowed to rise to the daylight. And when everything is allowed to rise to daylight, then everything turns out to be light, you see. So and I'm talking from experience, you see. One day, at a certain point, many years ago, I simply said, okay, there are all these monsters inside. Let's get to know them. Let's get to know them. Let's see what's in it. And then I simply said, okay, so whatever inside, please just rise to the surface. I'm ready. I'm opening the door. And then it wasn't what I expected at all, you see. The danger is what I make of it.